Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I, Cody Darla, ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on all of our lips. And this week, with the crew of the Artemis 2 space capsule landing safely back on our unsafe Earth, I'm putting a joint application together for the next mission, because get us off this hellhole with actor and character comedian Ed Jones.
Let's go to space, brother.
Yeah, let's go to
Let's do
space.
it. Let's fly to the stars.
I'm sat here with a star in his own right.
Oh, that's
nice?
just the first line.
I know.
That's just the first line of the show.
What a fantastic intro. How are you, Ed?
I'm very well, dude.
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me here.
My God.
What a joy.
The pleasure is literally all mine.
Hey, here we go.
It really is. I was caught basically reading about your sporting accolades before I realised I was reading the wrong Wikipedia page. I was reading
an American football player from the 1970s.
Yeah, I was reading
my
about
secret life.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know about it.
Ed Too Tall Jones.
Yeah, which is ironic for a guy who his whole kind of complex is built around being quite short. For me, it's a real killer that there's also an Ed Too Tall Jones out there.
That's so funny. So you're familiar with this doppelganger?
Oh, absolutely. I'm Ed Too Tiddly Jones. And every day I Google that guy and be like, please, in the nicest way possible, die and be forgotten.
You're the first, the second double identity we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bland name, let's be honest.
Well, no, it's a nice name. Are you tempted to add a middle?
I was going to change it, At one point, I was going to take my grandma's maiden name and be Ed Inkpen. But then someone was like, you sound like a used car seller. It's like, hello, mate, Eddie Inkpen. How are you? we can do that for you. That's fine. There's 200,000 on the clock. I'll knock off 20 quid for you.
You got to go down and see Eddie Inkpen.
Yeah,
He'll sort you out.
Sort you right out.
So, Ed, you are a character comedian extraordinaire.
Hey, let's say it.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm saying it. And also one of the 3 members of sketch group Crybabies.
One third.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying
One
it.
third of it.
3.
Yeah, so we're that's the gang. The Crybaby Boys has sort of been the lifeblood of the last. I mean, when did we start doing it? Like 2019 was our first show.
That's crazy because you were nominated for the Comedy Award in 2019.
In that we were one of the newcomers that year.
That's crazy.
Oh, how time doth ticketh away. Yeah, that was 2019. But then we were doing it for like 2 years before then.
Okay.
So really, the best part of a decade now. That we've been, trying to kind of goof it together.
How do you find doing sketch comedy sort of on the circuit?
The circuit is interesting. It can kind of go, from my experience, one of 2 ways. Where if you do like a mixed bill where you're the only sketch act, sometimes people will be like, this is lovely. What a nice little change of energy this is. Or sometimes, and look, I love the Moth Club very much. It's a cool place. But sometimes a little bit too cool, where you'll go up there. We did one sketch about a guy who was trying to get feedback on a book. And you know when it's like, when you hit the first joke line of the scene, it'd be like, guys, this is going to be the joke of this sketch. We did it. Nothing. Oh. Not a smattering of anything. And we were like, this sketch is like 6 minutes long. We're about 12 seconds into it. And all of us just kind of that fear set into our eyes.
My God.
Like, we've got this now. Like, there's no way out of this. We can't just stop.
Yes.
We've written this. We've typed this out in a Google Doc. The most honourable thing is just get your head down and get to the end.
I relate to that so much. Me and my friend Joe, when we left uni, we were a sketch duo. And obviously not going for as long as Crybabies. Not comparing in terms of quality in any way. But that mixed bill terror of like you say, it's either fantastic or why is there more than one of you? And why are you reading a script?
It is funny, how like out of kilter it can put people to be like,
it's so weird. And also, the long sketches. The long sketches and people not getting the joke.
Oh, and we love a long sketch. Why do an in and out when you can be there for 40 minutes?
Exactly. It's the superior sketch.
Brevity is the soul of nothing. You want it to be long and slow. That's what really.
You like the joke? Well, why don't you wallow in it for 6 whole minutes?
Hear it another 200 times.
But Crybabies, you're going up to the Edinburgh Fringe this year.
We will be
for the 3rd time.
For the 3rd time, possibly I think the 3rd in the trilogy. I think we're gonna this might be our last live show for a little while. So it's like this is if you ever want a time to see us.
Yes,
this will be it. But it's a spooky show.
Yes, tell me. So
it's
called The Scaring.
It's called The Scaring. Did we have to come up with that name like a year before doing the show? Maybe we did. And you reverse engineer these things. So it's called The Scaring. It's like all your sort of horror movie kind of cliches thrown into one thing. Like a former priest ends up at a spooky hotel, meets a spooky kid, and maybe there's a little something fruity going on.
I love that.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, because your last two shows, so the last one was Bagbeard, which
that was a kind of sci-fi. Yeah.
The one before that was
Danger Brigade, which was like a kind of Indiana Jones World War II action adventure type thing.
Okay, and now we're going Spooky Town.
Now we're going spooky.
Okay.
And then maybe the fourth show will be like, experimental, like French cinema. That'll be the thing that we take on.
Oh, you must a sort of film noir.
Oh
type
yeah,
thing.
of course.
You must. There must be a fourth show, for God's sake.
Surely.
But where's your venue and where's your time?
We are on Pleasance 2, which is in the courtyard.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. So it's a nice little, you're not starting your evening. Maybe you've already seen a show, you've had a little drink.
Oh.
You're going to go see something spooky, but it's not too spooky that you can then go enjoy the rest of your evening.
I love that.
That's the spot we're going for.
I can't wait to see it. The question I ask everyone who comes on this podcast is, are you a newsy person, for God's sake?
Am I newsy? I tell you where I get most of my news from now.
Tell me.
Mr. Bloody Cody Darling. Thank you.
For God's sake, stop.
When did you? Here's a question I want to know. When did you know that the shorts were going to be like such a kind of a linchpin of the brand?
That's
because there's not enough pins in news anymore. People aren't getting their pins out.
Yeah, I've got pinstripe shorts.
They work.
That's a very good question. I think I just did the first video in summer.
Yeah.
Wore the shorts, and then I think I'm not going to pretend it wasn't an active decision. I was like, maybe there's something in the shorts.
Something in the shorts.
And it meant that I backed myself into a corner. Yeah, the algorithm digs the shorts. But I did continue through midwinter.
Yeah.
In the shorts.
Every time I would say it, I'd be like, that's the commitment.
Yeah.
The commitment to the pins.
I mean, I love the fact that the shorts have become a thing. I wonder how much the shorts are a thing more than I myself. There was a lot of joy taken from me weathering the snow in shorts.
People come up to you on the street and be like, I love your shorts. Absolutely love your shorts. Sorry about that tiling final that you came second in, by the way.
We love the shorts. Well, thanks for watching my vids, Ed.
Mate, I mean, we kind of go like way back. Not too way back.
Yeah,
we did a very, very short-lived I say series. It was one episode.
Yeah,
of a
we did a pilot of a sketch show. Yeah.
Which fell on its ass.
Like so much.
And so much should. It should fall on its ass.
Should.
Let it die.
I remember writing, actually, this is kind of similar to your Moth Club experience, where you do the joke and no one really gets it.
Yeah.
I remember writing a series of Monzo sketches for you to deliver.
Yes, absolutely.
Very similar experience. People didn't really understand, this room full of pensioners didn't really understand what Monzo was.
It was an old crowd that day.
It was a returning sketch, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, Ed, an absolute joy to have you. I'm now going to hand over the reins of news to you. It's your news hour.
Here we go.
You brought us
three. Let me get my blooming phone out.
Get your blooming phone out, like all news anchors do.
Come on. It's 6 o'clock or whatever. Let me tell you what's going on today. One second. Let me just get back to my mum quickly. Yeah, that's all fine.
Ed, I want you to deliver your first headline in your best newsy voice, please.
Okay. Peter Mandelson faces fixed penalty notice for urinating in public.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic voice. I like it.
It's okay. I feel, does that voice even exist anymore? Or is that like our kind of generation thinks that's what newsreaders sounded like? Now they don't. Now
we get a variety of voices, but that most consistently. So I think it must be real. So Peter Mandelson.
I mean, like, I think one of the reasons why this story appealed so much is it's just like, it's so like small time, big time. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like the guy himself is clearly like, he's a bit of a wrong'un. He's got enough of a track record. You're like, dude, you shouldn't be doing this stuff, man. But the fact that this is like that. I think because of that track record, everyone is looking for a reason to be like, okay, let's try and pin him with something. Like, he'll still be doing nefarious stuff now. But the fact it's like piddling in public is a very, very pathetic and very like British thing to try and like call someone out on.
Yes, it really is. It really is. It's also, it's very kind of Epstein files in the sense that we're going to get Mandelson for urinating in public, not being friends with a paedophile.
Yeah. I think there's enough of it. Like there's a Willy involved. There's enough where you can be like, okay, we can pull some links across here.
There's a crack team at Scotland Yard being gathered together.
Wait a second. With the Sherlock Mind Palace. Say that again. I think that, it's just like, and the whole story is mad that he was at George Osborne's house.
Yes, this is crazy. So, I mean, I think everyone will remember Peter Mandelson, but Peter Mandelson used to be the US ambassador. For anyone who doesn't remember, used to be the US ambassador who had to resign at the end of last year over his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. And then at the start of this year, when the Epstein files came out, it was revealed he was passing like state secrets and things like that to him.
To his buddy, to his best pal.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
This took place, I think, in November last year, right, when he had just resigned as US ambassador.
Yeah, so he's like, things haven't gone for old Petey Piss over here. That I'll go to George Osborne's house, his £10 million house.
Yeah.
Which is mad when you think about it. It's like, you forget how rich that lot are.
I know.
They got
also,
so much
you
cash.
forget like Peter Mandelson, Labour Party. Yeah. George Osborne, like conservative,
heart of austerity,
evil man, has also, ironically, a £10 million house in Notting Hill, and he is one of the first people that Peter Mandelson goes to for dinner.
Yeah, and just like brings around, and it's, I mean, the journalists, God bless him, but it's like, he brought around a bottle of Chilean wine. You're like, what people are going to feed off here. If you just say, just arrived at the house empty-handed, be like, no, the former pervert pal arrived with a beautiful Pinot. And you're like, this is what people are going to latch onto.
Yes. Well, because Peter Mandelson was like, I had no idea
they made wine in Chile.
Well, so this event, he was stood outside.
Yes,
because he's got a story, right? So this is a news story this week because the police have fined him £300.
Yes,
but there's an extra layer where they don't actually know where he lives now.
That's quite sad.
He's got so many properties that he's had to escape from because of the Epstein files. They now don't know. They've not been able to give him the fine because they're like, where the fuck is this guy?
He hasn't got a single that's so sad. He's got nowhere to whiz.
It's a little bit scary because a couple of months ago, the Speaker of the House of Commons, Lindsay Hoyle, was like, he's going to run off to the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I'm not, I promise.
I'm not getting up to the
Pete, Pissy Pete.
I'd rather lose, actually, while I'm asking.
And now they don't know where he is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like a very funny superhero trait. They're like, I think if we can track the piss, we'll be able to find where he is. But it's just because he was saying that he was like outside the house. They'd already had a delicious dinner.
Chilean wine.
Yeah. Chili and wine with some Chilean wine. And he didn't want to go back inside because he didn't want to wake up the kids.
Yeah, I don't believe a thing that comes
I don't quite believe it. But also, all of it just kind of stinks of like, I did it. Which is kind of what his whole vibe has been like for the last 6 months. Just like, I'm not necessarily going to apologize. He was like a guy, seemed like a good guy. He had like a nice boat. I was hanging out, lovely bathrobes he would offer me.
It is very much like you shouldn't piss on the street, but it is also a bit like this. He's done so much worse.
Yeah,
he's done so much worse because he also said he was waiting for an Uber.
Yes,
he said he was waiting 1 hour for an Uber.
And he said
in
two
Notting
of them
Hill.
cancelled on him.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man.
Even the Uber men know they don't want to pick him up.
Just like to see a little
Peter Mandelson.
The profile picture. Ooh, easy now.
Easy there. But the thing I found most interesting about the story is the fact that he was at George Osborne's house.
Yeah.
And we kind of there's like a narrative in sort of that's growing on the used to be the fringes of politics, but now it's definitely mainstream, which is that our politicians are all in the same club.
Oh mate, this is like the whole thing now, where it feels like the 5 years ago, we're talking about the lunatics being like, oh, okay, billionaire pedophiles around the world. And you're like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, maybe they do, actually. I can't believe that.
This is the biggest tragedy. Right. Yeah, it's like the lunatics are starting to sound sane.
Yeah, but there's something very sad about just like, obviously you don't want people either side of the aisle to just be like ripping each other to shreds and saying that you're dead, you're nothing, you're scum, whatever.
Yes.
You want them to have some level of like
cordiality.
Cordiality, exactly. But there's something about just chumming up in a beautifully, bespoke West London townhouse.
I know.
It's like, oh, this all feels a bit just nothing.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, I wonder what George Osborne thinks about Peter Mandelson pissing on his wall.
Yeah.
Because that's That's the scandal we're not talking about. What did he say at the dinner party?
I fed you. I bathed you.
We put the children
to bed together. You read him a bedtime story. I mean nothing to you, Petey.
Busy Petey. Have you ever pissed in the street?
I tell you what, I grew up in a town called Tunbridge in Kent. The town next door had Tunbridge Wells had a very quite famous war memorial. Oh. And it became a bit of a thing where people kept on pissing on it and getting arrested. That I think it almost became a game where it was like, can you piss on the war memorial and not get arrested? Let's cut to the end of the story where I did not piss on the war memorial. I don't want you at all to think that's what I did.
Were you there? Were you staring the war memorial in the face?
They're just those horrible intrusive thoughts that enter your mind. Every time I walk past it, I was like, why don't I just piss on that memorial? And you think, that's not going to benefit anyone. It's not going to benefit me. Certainly not benefiting the brave men who laid down their lives. But you think, maybe today's the day.
Maybe I could piss on it.
Maybe I'm going to go for another whittle.
Were they getting arrested because it was a war memorial, or were they getting arrested for pissing?
Yeah, I think...
That's a double whammy, isn't it?
Maybe it's the two coming together. Do you know what I mean? It's six of one and half a dozen of the other.
Yes.
But it was a real thing for a little while. People couldn't get enough of it.
Of the pissing?
Yeah, of the pissing.
I mean, if Peter Mandelson had pissed on a war memorial...
and then just come out and be like, yeah, I'm not going to apologise for it. What's wrong with that?
I'm not going to apologise for it. I mean, again, ironically, it would be sort of the lesser of his evils. You'd be like, yeah, can we stop talking about how Peter Mandelson took a shit on the Churchill statue? Let's move on and get to the nitty-gritty.
Right up to the top. Kind of brought his own scaffolding framework so he could go right on the top.
He painted it. He actually could do probably a lot.
It's great. You've got to commend the guy.
He's
going above and beyond.
Carte blanche to do quite a lot because of all of his probable, horrible, alleged crimes. Well, yeah, I think it would be quite nice for him to be issued this £300 fine, though.
I mean, it feels, when we're talking about £10 million townhouses, £300 doesn't feel, and also it's £150 if he pays within 14 days.
Yes, but they haven't been able to issue it.
This is the thing.
They don't know where he lives.
So what if it just builds and builds and builds?
Yes.
It becomes like unpaid parking fines, unpaid pissing fines.
Again, that's what will send him down.
That's
why he'll go to prison in about 10 years.
The final thing on the back of the buckaroo donkey.
Yeah, what is it? What's the one where it's like Al Capone? He got sent down for money laundering.
Yeah,
not murdering. Not murdering
for sneezing and not saying bless you. Yeah. So we get the best.
Yeah, Peter Mandelson once again is Al Capone. God damn him. Well, Ed, thank you so much for that first headline. It's fantastic. It's pissy. It's smelly.
Pissy. It's pissy. It's the place to be.
Tabloid fodder we want at the top of the pod. If you could please now deliver your second news headline.
Russia runs covert submarine operation to spy on Britain's undersea cables.
Okay, we've gone regional.
We go regional for that one.
Regional news
just
hour.
For a little, just to appeal to the nation.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. That's how you achieve regionality, isn't it? In sort of this sort of broadcast, you get a posh man to do an accent.
To do like a real ham hock version of an Anton Declan. That's beautiful. No one gets offended in that one.
No, of course not. So tell me about this headline. It's a big story.
It was more just it was one of those ones that you flick through the news site in the morning, and it's nowhere near the top. Yeah. It's like the 7th or 8th story down, and you see it, and then you flick past it, and then 2 minutes later you think, that's such a big deal, and my mind has just made no recognition of it whatsoever, and you think, bloody hell, big stuff is going on that you don't know anything about.
Right underneath our noses.
Yeah.
Because I also, until you sent it, it hadn't registered in my mind.
I guess this is the point of covert submarines.
I guess so,
No one's really talking about it.
They've done such a good job at being covert that they can be in the news and still go undetected.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. So the Defence Secretary, right, John Healey, did a full-blown, announcement.
Yeah, proper Melania Trump. Here we go.
He went full Melania Trump. Yeah. He was like, me and Donald were invited to the same parties. Before realising he was meant to talk about Russia.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
It's a good impression, though, right? Could I use that?
But yeah, he said that literally, the Royal Navy has intercepted a Russian ship and covert mini submarines they have. Yeah. Loitering around Britain's undersea cables, and they'd been doing it for a month.
Yeah, for really, really long.
A whole month.
And it was quite funny because he just sort of, the way that we tend to talk about Russian interference with stuff, has this air of like, if they really went for it, there's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
But at the moment, there's the energy of like a kind of stern teacher, just being like, okay, guys, you can keep talking. You can keep talking, all right? But this is, look, it's your own time you're wasting. Okay, we see you. And if you do want to blow up, please don't blow up the pipeline. Because if you do, then all right. So please stop blowing up the pipeline, guys. Please stop blowing up the pipeline. It's just like, yeah, it's so real and big.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But it's at least sometimes there is a weird encouragement of like, people are thinking about this stuff, so you don't have to think about it.
Yes.
But is that just how society ends?
But you're so right about the teacher thing, because I think actually they're the two elements of the story where it's like a lot of people in the UK are like, okay, we know the Russians are naughty.
Yeah.
We know they're doing this
That's
stuff.
kind of been a given for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what are we doing to stop them?
Yeah.
And then there's this kind of discussion around the sort of state of the British Navy. The other element is it is very like schoolyard in the sense that there are not many undersea cables.
No.
This is what I found astonishing. There are 600 cables, 600 linking the entire world.
That's madness.
Every
isn't it?
country in the world, it's 600 cables.
Yeah.
And these cables that Russia was spying on carry over 90% of all of the information getting into and leaving Britain.
Yeah.
So these are like the critical like infrastructure arteries that keep the country functioning, without which we would have no internet, we'd have no means of communication.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Deliveroo just wouldn't exist.
We wouldn't be able to get any Deliveroo.
Yeah.
But they've been doing this for like a number of years now. And there was a story a couple of years ago about not a couple of years ago, I think last year, Russia's shadow fleet. And this is what their shadow fleet
sounds
are doing.
evil anyway, doesn't it?
Evil.
Unleash the shadow fleet.
It's literally, you're like, come on, Russia. You literally
two on the
sound
nose, man.
evil. But yeah, they're just dredging these cables.
Yeah, I think it's more just like just the eternal reminder that like it really doesn't take long for things to kick off, which is kind of what it's felt like the last, I don't know, year, 18 months.
Yeah.
Just like every like 3 days, it feels like, oh, okay, well maybe this is the thing that's going to like blow up and be really catastrophic. And whereas maybe, obviously every generation thinks that they like, this has been the maddest time to be alive. But there's something very specific about right now in human history where it's just like, oh, okay, it's going to be, if it's not this thing, then there's every chance it'll just be the next thing. And they're all just kind of slowly, the balloon is just slowly filling up with air the whole time.
Yes.
You just think, is that, what's going to be the pissing scandal which just pops the
balloon
pops the
is filling up with Peter Mandelson's piss. It's got to burst at some point. But also, like, I think what's quite scary about this story is because, and we're sort of seeing this with, not to bring it into the Middle East, but like the reason the economy is crashing because of the Strait of Hormuz is you're like, that's just a waterway that someone has just been like, oh, you can't use that anymore.
It's like a canal.
Yeah. You can't use it.
You can't. Sorry,
the world
guys.
economy
No
now,
canal boating this summer.
Exactly.
It's
the world
out.
economy now tanking. This Russia sort of spy submarine thing, it's just a cable.
Yeah.
If they chop the cable,
It does.
we're done for.
It does feel a bit Death Star, doesn't it? It's
It
like,
really
we're going to
does.
put like, there's one thing in the middle where if you press that, then obviously it explodes.
Why did we design the self-destruct button? Why is that on this panel?
Be fine.
But because you were saying earlier about this idea of like Russian interference, I think
Yeah.
when like that phrase suggests like sort of an army of undercover people sort of tapping on
Or
computers,
a bit more, like poison on umbrellas, that kind of thing.
exactly like being sort of around every corner and being really sneaky. Like it's not. They're just trying to work out where our cables are, so if it kicks off, they can just snip it.
That's where it is. Guys, we
where
found
it
it.
is.
If we just kick that hard enough, then we'll be absolutely fine.
Literally. Also, I found it quite funny the name of their the name of their secret submarine group. Do you know what it was? The Googie.
I mean, it's kind of charming in a way. It feels very Gen Z.
It sounds very harmless. The Googie.
The Googie. Unleash the Googie.
Unleash the Googie. But yeah, these are their. So they call it hybrid war. So that's what we're at now. So
That's fun. Hybrid war.
Hybrid war.
sounds like a shouldn't. What are they called?
like a Toyota hybrid.
Like a Toyota hybrid. Come on, Edward.
It's a lot better than war. It's a lot more energy efficient.
Yeah.
But the hybrid war, it describes a state of essential sort of aggression, but with the ability to kind of come up with an excuse.
Yeah, great.
And that's essentially what it means.
Like, I'm not punching you in the face. I'm punching around your face.
Exactly.
Yeah, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the Russians are just like, no, we weren't looking at it. And the Brits are like, no, you definitely were.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we weren't.
No,
but
don't think so.
They have deniability. So you're
Lordy.
like, yeah, so that's sort of where we're at.
I guess, and that's just it for the rest of the time.
And that's it for the
Cheers,
rest of the
everyone.
time. Yeah, but it's mainly, like I say, it's so schoolyard. It's so school. Just send a couple of submarines, look at their cables, and it'll freak them out. We are like the weird kid in the classroom that everyone bullies.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Go and have a fiddle with his cables.
Yeah, or just
don't do that.
Going through a pencil case and just like
it's literally
waving it
that.
and throwing it out. Yeah,
It's literally that.
Hey, but it's terrifying. Lest we forget.
Very, very terrifying. Well, because also, the UK are using this as they're like, Russia remains the big.
Yeah, don't forget this,
guy.
guys. Yeah, there's all this other stuff going on. But you remember, like, the baddie from season 1? Like, he's still here.
It's literally
he hasn't gone away.
It's literally that. Yeah, the baddie from season 1. We've started season 2, 3, and 4, and he's not made an appearance.
He had some theatre work which he wasn't around for, but that's gone through now. That contract is finished, so now he's back. Yeah, exactly. And they're sort of trying to ease him back into the plot. Yeah.
Where is he? He's underwater.
Everyone talking about, like, whatever happened to Russia? Oh, yeah, Russia went on that cruise. I remember that.
And now he's back. Yeah. So I think, the irony of this, I think, is that Russia are trying to chop our internet. But actually, there was a story a couple of weeks ago on this podcast that Sean Burke brought, where in Moscow, they don't have internet connection right now.
Really?
Because they're shutting it down. So I think the Russians are obsessed with the internet.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with fucking with the internet.
Just like someone in their 70s.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this thing?
They're trying to restart the router.
An email?
It keeps getting switched off. But yeah, don't forget about Russia. That's why you brought a fantastic story here, Ed.
Keep the Googie front and center in your mind.
Exactly. It's
not going anywhere.
Beware the Googie.
Unleash the Googie.
Thank you so much for that second headline, Ed. If you could please now deliver your third and final headline.
Bronny James sets up father LeBron in Lakers win.
Okay, we're back to the sort of standard newsreader.
We're talking, we've
dropped the regionality.
He's lost all confidence. He went one angle, he went a different one, it didn't work. He's retreated into his shell. The confidence of a performer at the top of his game. That's where I am right now.
The safety of the RP pronunciation.
Yes. LeBron James plays basketball with his son, who is also surname is James, who is his son. Cody, what do you think about that one? Actually, I'll throw it over to you.
So this is a sort of self-explanatory headline in a way.
Yes.
Do you want to tell me what exactly the hell this is and why you brought it, Ed?
Well, let's say it front and center up top.
Yeah.
I'm not a basketball fan.
Okay.
I don't follow the game. But there's been this story over the last couple of years that LeBron James playing at the LA Lakers, which is kind of like the best player playing for the coolest team.
Okay.
In the way it's like, David Beckham playing for Real Madrid. It's kind of like, It's like really famous person, really famous team. That's like, it's not necessarily about the sport content. It's just these huge like machines of the game coming together. So he's been playing at the Lakers for a while. And his son has been on the books there for ages. And he was slowly coming through the system. And everyone was like, is there ever going to reach a point where LeBron and his son play on the same team together? Like, that's never happened. And this season, or I think maybe at the back end of last season, it finally happened. And now the two of them are playing on the same team at the same time. And this story in particular was like the first ever son to father assist. So his kid passes him the ball, LeBron dunks it. And that's never happened before.
Wow.
And it's just, there was something about it where I was just like, below me, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right, actually.
Everything's going to be just
everything's
fine.
going to be fine. If that can happen, there's still some good in the world. I was just profoundly moved by it.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and I think there's been something about LeBron as like, again, I'm plucking this straight out of my ass, dude. I don't know this. But there's something where it's like, I think he's kind of kept going. Deliberately, because he's 41, I think.
Yes.
So he could, and
that's incredibly old for a sportsman.
yeah, to be playing
Jesus
like
Christ.
elite level, still kind of like incredibly good. To be that at 41 is quite something.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he's kind of tried to stay at the top of his game so he can have this like miraculous moment with his own flesh and blood.
Wow.
Oh, it just got me right in here, brother.
That's an amazing, lovely story.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be all right.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Have you ever played basketball?
I had a brief period when I was like 12 where I was like, I think I'm going to be a basketball sensation. I've got everything. I'm 5'9".
British basketball.
I've got flat shoes. I've got a patio. That's quite good. So I forced my parents at the time for my birthday to get me like a basketball hoop.
Oh, yeah.
And it just meant every morning they would just wake up to like dunk, 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 and me playing. But the noise of me missing all the time. It's like dunk, dunk, dunk for 3. Okay, dunk, 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 dunk for 3. It never worked, and I think maybe that phase lasted 2 months.
Yes.
And then just sat there and gathered dust.
And I imagine the hoop is still there to this day.
The hoop, yeah. Went through a move for my parents to be like, do you still want the basketball hoop? I was like, of course I do. I'm into my 30s. Are you saying that I'm not going to have an elite basketball career, Mum and Dad? Do you not believe in me? Is that it?
Well, I played basketball for the first time because I used to play basketball at school.
Did you?
Just purely because I think our PE lessons were. It's quite an easy sport, isn't it? They were just like, come on, boys, just run up and down.
We did swimming. When you got to sixth form, you could just do swimming.
Yes.
And the teacher who ran it, you just sit in the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
That was dreaming.
Just go up and down. Yeah, you could occasionally just float for a bit on one of those mini sort of surfboards.
Another good workout, boys. We really did it.
We really did it today. But yeah, for a few weeks ago, my friends joined a sort of mammoth type thing for a basketball thing, and someone dropped out. I filled in.
You were a ringer.
I was a what?
A ringer. Is that what they call them?
Is that what they call?
Like someone who steps in and plays.
Okay, I was a ringer.
Guys, text in, call in. Let us know if we're using the correct basketball lingo. Two British guys.
I was the ringer. Two British guys.
Two British guys clearly know nothing about the sport. Text us in, let us know.
Well, I was the ringer, and it was the hardest 30 minutes of exercise.
You've got to move. It's non-stop.
My entire core was like in agony because I was just like, you look at a basketball court and you're like, I think I'm fairly confident in my fitness. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Literally 1 or 2 run up and down and that quick change of angle.
Yeah.
I was ruined. I had to sub off like 13 or 14 times.
And did you get any points? Did you score
I
any?
actually did.
Guys,
I got a couple of threes.
Let's get the YouTube best of compilation out. Come on. I want to see this. This is why we're here.
I got a couple of 3 points. But we were up against a man who was literally 9 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is professional basketball.
Yeah.
This isn't Go Mammoth. This is professional basketball. What the hell is this guy doing here? And then it was LeBron James and his son.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Wowee. Hanging out in Croydon.
Wowee. So, Ed, what I'm detecting is your kind of, you have an affinity to a heartfelt father-son story.
I think anything where a stoic dad breaks his emotional wall, that will always get me. The bit in the most recent Mary Poppins film where, okay, right, I'm missing a lot of pieces of information, but we're gonna fill this in. The guy, Mr. Banks,
yes,
he's a famous actor,
yeah,
who was in Black Doves, and he's called.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And his name is Ben Whishaw, bloody Paddington.
Oh, yes.
Ben Whishaw is in that film, and he's having a tough time, but he's keeping it together.
Oh, I see.
But old Mary Poppins reminds him that you don't have to keep it together. And there's a bit in that film where he breaks. And I was just like, oh, that stoic man. That stoic man is feeling something. And I think, is that a reflection of my life? Who's to say?
You're the stoic man.
I'm the stoic 6'9" basketball player looking at his own son dunk something rotten.
That's such a lovely, heartwarming story.
I think I don't know. It really got me on but then it just got me thinking I can't imagine me doing sketch comedy with my dad on stage. But him sort of him teeing me up for a joke, me absolutely shonking it, and be like, "This, I don't know. We shouldn't have done this. This is a bad idea."
Yeah, he did a fantastic, horribly mangled assist on that one liner.
It looks good in a vest, to be fair, Graham. He's rocking it.
Just the idea of your dad hanging on to his non-existent comedy career just to do a sketch show at the Fringe with you,
pouring in sweat.
Did I do it, Ed? Is that right, Edward?
Forget it, Dad.
Brilliant. Well, Ed Jones, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
What a treat.
What a fantastic, lovely, heartwarming end to a brilliant news hour.
For three.
And just a reminder again, when your Crybaby show is on at the Edinburgh Fringe.
You can come see us, 8 p.m, Pleasance 2, which is in the courtyard.
Fantastic.
We'll be there for the whole month. Your tickets are in all the usual place. You can find them, or come follow me on social media. There's plenty of chances to click on links there.
Yes, and we should say, Ed, I didn't mention this in the intro, you also have a fantastic social media presence. Fantastic reels every goddamn week. Completely consistent in hilarity.
Hey, what a lovely thing to say.
Ed Jones, thank you so much.
Thank you, my dude.
You've been listening to The Truth in My Opinion. This week's guest was Ed Jones, and I've been Cody Darler. And if you'd like to hear more from Ed, then head over to Patreon now, where you can listen to his bonus 4th headline.